My name is Benson Lukania. I work for John Deere as the area sales manager representing John Deere business in East Africa. John Deere is a world-renowned brand. John Deere is a manufacturer of tractors, implements, and a host of other machineries. Here, we are not only manufacturing tractors for the ag side, where ag means agriculture side. We also do construction machinery, we make engines for other companies, and we do golf and turf machines. Golf and turf here, these are machines we use for taking care of the lawns on the golf pitches. Over the years, we've been improving the company bit by bit. The owner of the company, actually, the way it started by manufacturing a plow. And now you can see where we have moved into. We are doing tractors. And the tractors now we are using are not just any other ordinary tractor, but we are looking at very sophisticated tractors that are being demanded by our clients. During AGRF 2021 meeting, John Deere was one of the main sponsors. And it was during that time that an idea was mooted to be able to support the youth that are in agriculture. And John Deere felt like the only way it could assist it would be by giving out a free tractor to the best guy. Then we looked at it, and in our discussion with AGRA and the dealer, we asked ourselves how best is it to give out this tractor. Then we agreed that the best youth group that is involved in agriculture will actually have a competition, and the winner will be given a tractor. John Deere believes in mechanizations. That's why we still manufacture tractors. And that's why for us to be able to be involved in securing our food for the future, we felt that for you to be able to produce more food, you need to mechanize your farm. And how do you mechanize it? Part of the mechanization is by using a tractor.
My name is Fred Ogana. First of all, very excited to have had the chance to be invited to be on the panel of judges to review what young Kenyans are thinking about when given the task to have a shot at winning a whatever tractor that they can use to either work on the farms that they have at the moment, as well as maybe hire it out as a source of income for themselves. And it was exciting to see the turnout, or at least the number of bids that came through. Very varied. Some young, youth groups that obviously are just cutting their teeth into venturing into agriculture. There are those who are obviously have been active for quite some time, and you could tell from the background information that they gave. And then, interestingly, attracted as well other farms that are not necessarily would be qualified as youth groups. Limited companies and farms as well also decided to throw in their hat, and that just demonstrates the fact that whenever there's a focus on agriculture in a different aspect that's interesting for people, like mechanization, you tend to then attract a bigger pool of people. So out of all the bids that we got, I would say they did put in their best, most certainly. When I went through them, the key thing that was important for me is to look at the sustainability of the venture as they put it forward. Importantly as well, the sort of impact that whatever tractor would have, both for the youth group as well as the neighboring farmers. So looking at the ways in which they put forth and articulated the use of the tractor as a business venture. It's one thing to be given a free unit like that. It's a different story for you to think through how you make sure it's going to be viable and sustainable and generate revenues for for the farmers and for the youth groups.
My name is Wangare Kuria. I am the founder of Farmer on Fire, an organization that deals with access to information for farmers. One of the biggest struggles of farmers is access to funding and access to the right information in terms of making sure that they have the right way of doing things, the proper way of doing this to make sure that they are achieving the best prices in the market. And that's our core business. We are majorly in content creation and social media to try and encourage and to aspire young people to get into agriculture. I was very excited to be selected and also to be included in the process. As a young person, I got to see the applications come in, and some of the things that stood out was the competition was strictly for young people, so under 35 years. And then these young people had to have come together as a group, a community group or self-help group. And they specifically also had to be a registered entity. They had to make sure that all their paperwork was in order. Additionally to that, they had to have a good business model that would be sustainable. It's by coming together. When people are united, they are able to have a better voice. They are able to have strength to push for agendas, and even can be able to apply for such opportunities like the JohnDeere AGRA Partnership Tractor.
My name is Vanessa Adams. I'm Vice President of Strategic Partnerships and Chief of Party for the Partnership for Inclusive Agricultural Transformation in Africa. So in AGRA, we have partners with private sector, with technical partners, with governments. We partner also with multilateral institutions. AGRA actually hosts partnership platforms. And so we have some unique technical partnerships around mobilizing mechanization and digitization on the continent. And we've been very, very pleased to have partnerships in the last few years with JohnDeere and JohnDeere associated partners as well, such as Tata John Deere in West Africa and Trocho Tractor, as well as Hello Tractor, all of which are critical to increasing the use of tractors and mechanization for smallholder farmers across Africa. I think the most important piece of AGRF, for those of you who don't know, the African Green Revolution Forum has become a food systems forum, a Pan-African conversation amongst stakeholders and partners about best practices and new technologies and options for leapfrogging smallholder farmer productivity while being environmentally sound and friendly. And so we were so pleased that JohnDeere came through, not just with tractor, but an idea for a competition for youth entrepreneurs to compete for that tractor. So the tractor became a part of a broader discussion and engagement about invigorating use of best practices and youth finding their place in farming, in agriculture, in food systems. Generating new ideas, having competitions is something that AGRF hosts. We host the Africa Food Prize at AGRF. We have a Women Agribusiness of the Year award, which we love. We also have go-getters competitions for youth pitching, and here we were able to add an additional competition, which was so exciting, towards winning a tractor. I mean, how fun is that? Whoever the hopeful winner of the tractor is, we will follow you. We'll come and visit the tractor and yourselves. We look forward to seeing not just the tractor itself being put to use, but actually transforming the community that the tractor will be going to.
My name is Amanda Namai. I am Go-Getters Lead at Generation Africa. And Generation Africa is a thematic platform of the AGRF that deals specifically with youth agripreneurship in agriculture in Africa. You know, the face of agriculture in Africa and even in Kenya is largely manual labor intensive. And we see the role of mechanization coming in to make agriculture attractive, not only attractive to the youth, but improving productivity in yields. So JohnDeere came in at the perfect time during the AGRF 2021 summit, and they had this idea to avail their state-of-the-art JohnDeere tractor 5050D to a youth group. And in one of their initiatives to make access to mechanization readily available to the youth. It was specifically youth-focused because you could see that in our country, Kenya, we have 3/4 of our population ranging within the youth bracket. And as we are growing in numbers, we also need to address the issue of food security. Agenda is big, not only in Kenya, but in the world and in Africa. So I'm calling upon different partners and stakeholders to join us here at AGRA, to join us here at Generation Africa, and we can work together to making youth agripreneurship more lucrative.